Well, yesterday we spoke to one of Otto Warmbier's childhood friends, a soccer teammate. Of course, Warmbier is the 22-year-old University of Virginia student who has been held in North Korea for almost a year. He was grabbed last January. It seems like not a lot is being done by the U.S. government to bring him home safely.
We need to get him back, and he has unfinished business here in Cincinnati, and he has unfinished business at Virginia. And again, we should keep him in the public eye as much as we can.
Former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson has served as an intermediary between North Korea and the U.S. many times over the years. He's worked to get information about Warmbier to the Warmbier family, and members of his staff were in North Korea as recently as October. He joins us now. Governor, thanks a lot for coming on. So what can you tell us about progress on this case? The poor kid, you know, he's been there almost a year. Christmas is coming. Do we know anything new?
Well, we don't know anything new. The progress has been very slow, but the North Koreans did accept my delegation from my foundation that specializes in getting American soldiers out of prisons around the world. The last one being in Mexico, the Marine Andrew Tamarisi. We helped get him out with Congressman Ed Royce of California. But anyway, the progress has been slow. I proposed to the North Koreans that I go to try to talk to them. The White House is aware of this. They've been supportive, but it's not a government-to-government deal because we have a very bad relationship with North Korea. There's a lot of tensions, sanctions are on. We've been in touch with the Trump transition. My staff has. You know, they're not in yet, so we're trying to do this on a humanitarian basis, not a government-to-government basis, but the progress has been slow. But I propose going, hopefully we can get them out soon, but, you know, the North Koreans, with this new leader, or he's not so new anymore, in the past we could talk to his father, you know, when he was the president, and you could make deals, but now there's just like silence. There's nothing coming back.
Well, I don't want to make this a partisan issue because I don't think it is. The Warmbier family is apolitical from what I can tell, but Barack Obama is still the president, and he's got just a few weeks left. Today he commuted the sentences of 231 people, more people than ever in history, in one day, and that's fine. But I wonder why he doesn't make this American life, the life of Otto Warmbier, a priority. Would it be helpful if he got up and said, you know what, you can't do this to an American citizen? Why would that not be helpful if he did that?
Well, because the North Koreans feel that we've put on a lot of sanctions on them, deservedly so, with their nuclear detonations, with their human rights violations, etc. But the State Department has been quietly working to try to get Otto out. And as I said, when my mission of my staff, Mickey Bergman, my director, was there in late October, the White House was supportive. They endorsed the trip as long as it wasn't affiliated with the government. It was a humanitarian mission. We try to say to the North Koreans, look, we want to get the remains of our soldiers back from the Korean War on a humanitarian basis. Maybe that can be a prelude to getting Otto out, and, you know, they considered it. They haven't said no. They haven't said no to my trip. They haven't said yes either. But, you know, it's a shame because Otto's been there over a year. He's a good kid. You know, he made a mistake, but he hasn't had the consular access. The Swedes represent us there that he deserves to make sure that he's okay. You know, so it's all a mystery, and we're trying to unravel that mystery.
Well, they've got a terrible track record of how they treat Americans, of course. I mean, the term brainwashing comes from American POWs from the Korean War. So the Trump administration is about to start in late January. I hope they'll take this up as a cause. I think they will. What should they do? Can they put pressure directly on China, which pays for a lot of North Korea, certainly its sponsor state? Why can't they go to the Chinese and say, make this happen?
Well, I think they could. China can play a major role in helping us with North Korea in general, but they haven't done anything. I mean, everyone says China has leverage. They do, but they haven't used it because there's tension with the American-Chinese relationship. I think the fact that President-elect Trump is coming in, a gesture of goodwill by the North Koreans with the new Trump administration, I think would be very welcome. And the Trump organization, they are interested, but they're not in yet, so it's an uncomfortable transition period. Not uncomfortable, but it's, You know, the Obama team is still on board. They're still in charge. The White House is involved. But, you know, it's one of those periods where coming before Christmas, we should try to get Otto out. The North Koreans, this would be a good gesture to a good new presidency in the United States.
Exactly. Imagine if it was your son. Ugh, it's just heartbreaking. Thanks a lot, Governor, for that. I appreciate it.
Thank you.